Alright, I have a big problem. My gray water tank drain won't drain. The valve is stuck. What am I going to do? Alright, here's the situation. I've got a black tank valve and I've got a gray water tank valve, and as you can see, it's badly bent. I had to use special forces to break that valve loose, and I think it's got to do with the cable mostly. Anyway, I was able to open it up using a bicycle chain thing like this, and I looped it around the valve like that, and then I pulled with huge force. Actually, I used a lever. I used a pipe in the ground to do that. When I pulled it real hard like that, I bent the bracket. The bracket is not made like it should be on this. It's not sturdy at all. It's just thin metal. It's easily bent. And so anyhow, today my task is going to be to try to change that. And I don't know if you can see the belly. I've already opened up the belly a little bit. I didn't want to take the whole thing down, so I'm just cut a hole right where the valve is, and we're going to attempt to change that today. Fortunately, I'm at home and I have one of these creepers that rolls around, makes it kind of easy to get under the RV, and I'm on concrete here, so that makes it nice, so that'll help a little bit. Alright, I do not like my head down. I don't like to lay out flat. I've had numerous operations, and even when I go into the operating room, I tell them, you put something under my head after you put me out, you can do anything you want to with me, but before I go to sleep, I want my head elevated. And so they usually go get me a couple of pillows, and then after that, I don't care what they do. So what I did, I bought this valve, and it has the fittings on there, but I'm going to take it apart using these 4 screws right here. I'm going to take them loose, take the nuts off right here, and I'm only going to use that center section right there. I did look on the bottom of the valve on my unit, and it has right here, and I don't know if you can see that, it has EZ15. And so let's see here, EZ15. And so this valve replaces that valve, and I bought this on Amazon. I'll put a link below. And and what I'm also going to do, I'm going to use silicone grease on this to make sure the valve is greasy. Now the first thing I'm going to do is use this 3/8 of an inch driver, and I'm going to remove these nuts on this. And all right, so I have the 5/16 driver, and I'm going to hold that in place. The rest of it we can undo by hand. Okay, so this pulls out and this comes off. Now what we're left with is a valve and these rubber seals that go against it like that. The difficult thing, my understanding is getting these rubber seals to stick with the valve that's already up there. We have to make sure that these are not damaged on the unit that's in there, so we'll probably just use new valves a new rubber seals here. So this is what we have now. Now, to check this out, all I have to do is pull that right there, and you see that the valve works properly. Very easy to maneuver, and so we're going to go with that. The Easy 15 goes down, and so we have to make sure that we put it in there the right way. So now that I'm getting ready to work on sewage, I'm going to put on these gloves. I hate to wear these things because my hands sweat so bad in them. But it is sewage, even though it's gray water and sink water. You do have biological material, I guess that's what you call it, bacteria material in there. So I'm not going to take any chances. And I have, because I was able to force that valve open using very, very hard force, I'm going I'm glad I didn't break it. Actually, I used so much force. So anyhow, my hands sweat so bad in these things. When I'm draining my black tank, by the time it's finished, these gloves probably have a quarter of a cup of water in it, between the two, and it's really awful. Okay, so here I am. I'm under here, and this is not fun. And so here's what I have to contend with. I don't know if you can see it up through there. Here we go. Right here. Here we go. Now, this is the valve. As you can see, this is the cable. I have to remove that washer on there and remove the cable, take the cap off. And so then I have cut out part of this right here, as you can see. And I'm going to tape all that up there with the Gorilla black duct tape. So right here you can see the valve, and there's the Easy 15 on the bottom there. And so I'm going to remove these. I'm going to remove these screws here. I'll probably get some drainage down here, so I'm going to put something under there to catch that, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, there's the second nut. And so now I have to move this drain. Okay, there comes some stuff. Let that drain for a minute. I pretty much drained the whole tank, but I want to see if I can get this valve out of here. I put this bin under here so that it'll drain into that, not drain down here beside of me. All right, the valve is out. I'm gonna let that drain for a while. I did get a little bit on me. I'm not too worried about that. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is to, see, I have my mosquito under here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get this back off. And put that somewhere else. And then, since I've already loosened up the handle, I'm going to just take it off like that. Alright, so now I'm pulling off the handle. That's the handle and the screw. And I don't need those anymore. And then I will loosen up this nut right here. I've already loosened it somewhat. But you can see this bracket right here is real thin. I don't know why they didn't put 1/8 inch angle iron there. It would have been so much better. So right here is a nut and a lock washer, and then that pulls right out. So now I've got this loose. All right, I want this as clean as possible. I've had this white Teflon lubricant for, well, I had a boat at one time and I used this a lot. It's very good in water and very, very slick. And so I'm going to try to put this seal back up in here, since that's the side that's missing. And in order to do that, I want to put some of this Teflon lubricant on it. And the big side will go in and the little side out. But I want to make sure there's plenty in there, because I don't want anything sticking. So I'm going to move this pipe over and see if I can get this in here in the right place. I want a big long loop on this because I don't want to make any tight bends. So okay, so now I'm tightening these up. The valve seems to be working okay. I've got the nuts on. And we'll tighten these first. Then I'm going to attempt to tighten the upper ones, because this is plastic. Also don't want it to leak. Before I button it up, I'm going to put some water in here. And I'll do two things: make sure the valve works, which I've checked that. Seems like the valve works. I did it before I tightened these down too much. Well, the next step is this right here and this. And so I want to put this nut on here. Like so. Run it almost to the end. through here like that. Put this lock washer on it. And the other nut. Personally, I think these are too tight of a loop in here. There should have been a better thinking on this a little bit. Alright, I'll tighten this down. Next thing I'll do is put the handle on. Now would be a good time to wash my hands. I'm going to use some of this soft soap here and start running some water in here, and we're going to check and see if we have any leaks. I took my gloves off after I had felt like there was no more sewage dripping out of the gray water tank. Ooh, this water's hot. I'll actually run it in this expandable, collapsible bucket. Not sure where I bought this, but if I can find a link to it on Amazon. This is really nice. This collapses down to 2 inches, which is great for an RV. And it holds 2.5 gallons, it looks like. 2.6 gallons. All right, my bucket's about full. I'm gonna dump this all at one time. That ought to put plenty of water in there to see if we have a leak. There we go. All right, it's been about 20 minutes, maybe. I don't see any leaks here whatsoever. And I dumped probably a total of about 4 gallons of water in here. And so it's all sitting right here right now. And we'll see what happens when I open the drain. All right, so now I'm going to open the valve. Now we'll try to button up everything. I'll start by cleaning the surfaces a little bit. It's not really too bad. I'm going to be using Gorilla Tape here. Gorilla Tape, this is all-weather Gorilla Tape, and it's all-weather, and so it resists drying, cracking, and peeling caused by sunlight, heat, cold, and moisture. So I think this is probably just a little bit better than duct tape. Okay, Looks like we have finished here. This Gorilla Tape is sticky and it does not tear like duct tape. So I'm very pleased with the way this did. And so only time will tell. Okay, that about wraps it up for this video. It's really hot out here, probably 90-91 degrees, and so I hope this video helped you. At least you know how to change a valve now if you have to. And so if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more videos. And until the next time, thanks for watching, and see you on the road. Let it go.